Okay, somewhat surreal, I'm afraid. No, this is the car park for Stonehenge, and there's the centre over there, visitor centre. Nice car there. It's not my car, I'm afraid. Yeah, but yeah, the car park is mainly about, well, I'd say it's less than a third full, which just as well, you know, for the likes of me. But it's just kind of surreal out here, in the middle of nowhere, Salisbury Plain, and the second most popular, after London, second most popular visitor attraction in the UK. British Heritage, Stonehenge. Okay, it's open 9:30 AM to 5 PM. Okay, here's the imposing entrance to Stonehenge. English Heritage. Okay, if you kind of this is the exhibition centre. There's quite a lot of information here, so I'll just and that's what I'll visit that on the way back. The prehistoric or the Neolithic village. Right. Yes, I won't take any more of the exhibition centre. You can spend a lot of time here just getting some information. Okay, this skeleton was dug up about 5,000 years ago. Well, he was buried 5,000 years ago. And that's what he probably looked like there. Reconstruction. Yeah. Okay. I want yeah, various artifacts that were discovered in the area. Kind of, this is what it would have looked like. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of, well, all right. Yeah, just. Over there are the shuttle buses to take you. Those that don't want to walk, will take you to the stones. Roughly about over 2 kilometers away. But I'm celebrating this occasion with a well, I don't like the plastic cup teas, but yeah, a cup of tea in this cafe here, attached to the in the visitor centre. They're all over 300 different monuments built over a period of 2,000 years. In the Stonehenge site, and it kind of roughly shows you where they're located. You are here, so they're scattered over several miles, well, more than several, yeah, several miles. So I don't know if there's any access paths to any of them. Okay, walk to Stonehenge this way. Look at this, so you don't need, well, look at that, yeah, so I will, before I go back to the car park, I'll have a look around, yeah, the Neolithic Village there. Yeah, excellent. Look at the huge complex there, yeah, for all the visitors that come here from all over the world, of course. So I don't need boots, of course, but I put boots on just in case. There's the shuttle buses there. And here's the walkway. It's about 2 kilometers to the stones. The long road. Here comes a shuttle bus in the distance, a long road without a turning. But there's something interesting. Yeah, over there, the modern version of Neolithic man. Yeah, cornfield, right, stretching to the far horizon. Corn. There's a nice little job. Just driving the shuttle bus backwards and forwards all day long. Nice little job that. I wouldn't mind that job myself. There's some kind of tower over there. This used to be a First World War aerodrome here. Apparently, that might be the remains of it, that tower. There's the visitor centre back there. There's a kind of like an ancient milestone with Roman numerals on it. You can see it's very popular. There's lots of people walking up here, get a feeling for the place. Well, maybe I'll come about halfway to the stone circle, but apparently there's an alternative trail that you leave the road and go through those woods. I might try that on the way back. People are taking the trail that's off to one side there, but there, hidden away there, is a memorial cross to an airman who, back in the early days of flying, because there was an aerodrome established here, and he was killed in 1913, a year before the First World War started up, and that was probably a dangerous occupation to have had back then in the early days of flying. There's no one coming up behind me, so this is the less popular. But what's that ahead? Is that the first sighting? I believe it is. Let's see if I can home in on it. Yeah, the first sighting is that. Yeah, that's it there. Yeah. I didn't realise there was a woodland right next door. But yeah, the first sighting of the iconic Stonehenge. I'm coming to the end of this tarmac road, but I don't know if that's, having gone around Glastonbury yesterday, which is I think the New Age capital of the UK. I don't know if that's a kind of like an encampment or the New Age because that looks like one of those round barrows. Yeah. I don't know if there's any trails to access them. Yeah, because in midsummer, like the longest day of the year, and of course the shortest day of the year, midwinter, there's big gatherings here of the Druids, and to celebrate at Stonehenge. Okay, a lot more people here now because of most people arrive by the shuttle bus. Of course, they've got a one-way system in place to conscious of the COVID risk. This barbed wire fence. No, it's not barbed wire. Looks like there's a public right of way, so you can actually see a pretty good close-up of the stones from this position right here. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, you don't have to pay. No, a public right of way there. And there's proof positive. 11 from Amesbury and a lot further to London. This was a trail going to London town in ancient times. reincarnated souls of former dwellers of these lands. Quite tame. Here the visitors in. There's the heel stone, I think, where it points up towards the main circle of stones. Okay, there's Stonehenge. I think it's 4,500 years old, and right next door is the busy A303 highway to London. And see how close it is, right? Now, when I last came here in around 1960, you could park your car on the side of the road and just walk around the stones. As far as I can remember, there's no admission charge, and you could just walk in amongst the stones themselves. Of course, it's all changed since then. There's a scene from prehistoric times. Well, of course, it's not an actual photograph. It's depicted from foreign times, from ancient times. A woman being buried in one of the round barrows. Yeah, there's information on it, landscape of ancestors, and this whole area is littered. Oh, yeah, there's another. Oh, is that another round barrow over there? Hard to tell, really. Somewhere over there's another round barrow. And it was important, apparently, for them to be buried within sight of Stonehenge. Yeah. Okay, Stonehenge apparently was aligned with the Stonehenge was apparently aligned.
Yeah.
with the midwinter sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhat. Well, you don't expect the atmosphere with thousands of visitors here, so you don't get. But I did choose this day because it was kind of an overcast and somewhat dull day. I chose this day to come to Stonehenge because it's not in Somerset, it's in Wiltshire. This is as close as you can get these days to the very impressive monument. I'm not sure where the alignment is. Yeah, but I say, you could actually walk in and around those stones. Of course, I'm talking about over 60 years ago. On one of my trips, I drove in an Austin Mini through southern England, and if I seem to remember rightly, I stopped, parked my car on the side of the road, and no problem, just walk around the stones free of charge. Okay, so that's Stonehenge. Back to the visitor centre. More round barrows. Yeah, over there by that woodland. Yeah, two of them. Yeah. Muy interesante. Yeah. Chieftains, of course, were buried in the round barrows, and maybe their immediate family within sight. Yeah, buried within sight of Stonehenge. Yeah, I'm having a little break here on this bench before I return. So there's no hurry. So these are public right-of-ways, and apparently there is a path going over to those round barrows over there, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over to, say that's a public right-of-way there. You get a close-up view of Stonehenge without having to pay. There's the ticket collector, or make sure you're paid before you go in. Alright, the the right-of-way path back to the visitor centre, but I'm going to make a diversion up here to these round barrows. I'm the only one that's going up to see the round barrows. It's kind of like Snowdon in a way. Hundreds of thousands of visitors come to see the main attraction, Stonehenge. And of course, but I like to go off the beaten track. Now, I don't know, I think there might be New Age dweller encampment right there. Okay, so there's access to these round barrows, and there's several of them around here. I'll just go and look at one of them up close. But of course, hopefully I can take a shortcut, cut off across that field back to the path to the visitor centre. Okay, there's a notice there, and of course I don't blame them. They don't want people kind of walking up and down the barrows, but they were, I'll see if you can walk around the outside of them though, but they were all excavated in the 19th century, and the finds were, some of them are displayed in the visitor centre, Stonehenge Visitor Centre, and also in various museums. I'd say there's quite a number of these barrows scattered around. Oops, now, can I? Yeah, let's see, I'm not sure if I can get back to the visitor centre trail from this side. Take a last look of Stonehenge over there, and return to the visitor centre. Hopefully I can get through this way. Looks like I'm going to have to run the gauntlet with these cattle. Okay, so we're approaching these cattle, and they do have calves with them, but well, they must be pretty docile, otherwise and they must be used to people as well. So I'll just yeah, it looks like the path. There's a path that goes directly to the authorised trail. Okay, maybe I'll just take a slight diversion here over this rough ground because they might possibly don't want to come between the mother and its calf. Okay, there were some people I just passed going. They're going to run the gauntlet with the cattle. They're going over to see the round. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I presume they're going over to see the round barrows, because Stonehenge is in that direction. Okay, so this is that's a nice, good diversion there. You couldn't actually, well, just to see one of the prehistoric round barrows up close. It's the main trail to the henge, but most people I think take the well, certainly elderly people take the shuttle bus, which runs every 5 minutes. It's information points. When you're over at Stonehenge, I'm still wary of being close to people. I'm kind of breaking my kind of quarantine in a way, coming on this trip. But there's, yeah, you are here. So just those barrows there, I think are known as the Cursus Barrows. Yeah, Cursus Barrows. There's more of them. They're scattered all around. There's quite a lot of information here. Yeah, the whole area's splattered with ancient earthworks. It's going to be quite a long video, but of course Stonehenge is one of a kind. So this is, as I say, it's a gloomy day, but so it's a good day for visiting Stonehenge, and an attractive path here going through the woodland, well trodden obviously. Easier walking on this grassy footpath rather than the hard tarmac, and the visitor centre is ahead there, maybe about half a mile ahead. And they say this was before the First World War, was an airfield, or as they called them back then, they still do, I think, aerodromes. And of course, before that it was probably, well, it is ploughed right now, ploughed field, but I think they wrecked a lot of the barrows were wrecked with the plough over the centuries. Okay, I'm on the last stretch back to the visitor centre. And for some reason or other, it's obvious, to protect, it probably gets very muddy in the winter. They put this kind of material down, some kind of a mat, hard wearing probably, to stop soil erosion. More or less back to the visitor centre now. I'm tempted to have another cup of tea in the cafe there, but I got a flask of coffee in the car, so I'll just go around the Neolithic Village. If you go back 3,000 years, even before the Iron Age maybe, I'm not sure. This is what the villages look like, thatched. I think it's, very interesting. Be an example of the fencing they had back in the good old days. You can go inside these huts, I believe, I'm not sure. Let's see, can you go inside? Nope, it's locked. Okay, maybe some you can go inside. You can have an audio download it onto your phone, but I'll just go inside now. I don't know if this picks up, I think, okay. Yeah, and of course that's how they had the heat in it. There was a hole in the centre of the roof. Yeah, kind of like straw, some kind of a mattress there. Yeah. What's this material? It looks pretty solid. It's not concrete. Yeah. Was it wattle or something? It's kind of like baked mud. Not sure what it is. I came in the back way, so examples of a bluestone and a sarsen stone. That's the bluestone, I think, on the right. Sarsen stone could be sculpted quite easily, but that's a typical stone, size of a stone that they used to build, and somehow they had to cart them miles over rough ground, and it took roughly about 100 men to transport them. Okay, let's have a look inside this one here. It's similar to the other one. I think it's supposed to be authentic. This is what they lived in, Neolithic man. The people that built Stonehenge. Yeah. Right here. I didn't need those today. Umbrellas. The rain held off. This is the gift shop here. So, yeah, just a little, get souvenir books of and calendars of Stonehenge. Go back to the car and then drive back an hour or so to the lodgings. All part of the Stonehenge visit. There's a funeral service for 2 airmen killed in 1912, way back in the early days of, that's That's the type of uniform they had, kind of like Victorian style. Those are the planes they flew back then. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so that's yeah, the cross. Yeah, they put down. It's been kind of set up in this concrete. Yeah, so that's interesting. And interesting. Most people aren't interested, of course, but I'm interested in these little side stories.